Hey, Nick.
Hey, Chase.
It's that time again.
What time is it?
Time for
Fuck This Place!
Open mic rep, the Norway Cultura.
I have a mic that grossly implies that I didn't think we'd be doing this that long. This is my I thought I'd have this for 3 weeks, Mike.
The mic looks like it's supposed to have the bottom of the stand, but you lost it, so now you have to hold it like ready for
I'm just working on like a rig so I could come down like an old fighter.
Yeah, that's the Bruce Buffer mic for sure. Yeah. That's what I was looking for.
So who's on that boat behind you?
That's just Eduardo.
Oh, it looks like it's just like a bunch of boxes. I thought it was Super Mario for a second. I was like, oh man,
it does look like Super Mario. Super Mario. We're looking for Luigi. The game has gotten very open world now. It's a sandbox. Hiding from Koopas.
I mean, you wouldn't be able to tell that it's a practical effect, except for the very bottom corner. You can just barely see it.
I'm trying to find a way where I raise my chair up. I don't know. We'll see.
Maybe I should intro the pod, I guess. Welcome to Fuck This Place, the podcast about jobs and, as of right now, Zoom backgrounds with Chase and Nick. My name is Chase.
My name is Nick, and with us today is our guest is one of my favorite comics ever, a very dear friend of mine. He's on the show Dating No Filter. He's got his own Instagram fight commentary show called Punching Up, which is hilarious. The awesome comic, Steve Furey. What up, Steve?
What up, Internet? How you guys doing?
We're good.
They're all right.
Yeah, they're all right.
Mm-hmm.
Good to see you guys. Happy to be here.
Yeah.
Mahalo.
Mm-hmm. Out here talking.
Yeah, for those who are not joining us on YouTube, which you can do by just searching FCK This Place on YouTube, Steve has a practical Zoom effect. Practical Zoom background.
Actually in the Bahamas.
Excuse me. He is in the Bahamas, and it looks like they've got a catch of the day that they're hauling out of the boat.
Yes.
Yes.
It's a mahi-mahi.
And
I'll
Nick
ask later. You know, they catch it, they fry it up. I'm just here to enjoy myself.
Yeah.
In this weird lighting.
And Nick is slowly adding more and more props to make his thing look more personable, I think.
Yeah.
Plant, crutches, and now guitar.
And now my guitar's here. You know, this is the corner I live in.
Investing heavily in Funko Pop, that's fun. Weird.
Dude,
I didn't know.
I love it.
Didn't know Nick was Funko
that's
Pop
exactly what I was saying to Chase before, as I was like, no one knows I have all these.
I get to go in, it's just a wall of like Twilight.
Yeah, Funko Pop is kind of like Bitcoin in that like the people who are into it are really into it.
Yeah.
There's no casual. I mean, there are a couple maybe people who are like, I got a couple Bitcoin.
It's like Bitcoin in that I talk to these things.
Yeah.
They control my life, and I'm constantly looking at how much.
Yeah, and I feel like they are my overlords.
And I have invested far too much money.
Yeah. It's like when you come to see me, my hair is actually a lot longer. I have a beard, and I just talk to these things.
You're using the younger face app.
Yeah, I'm using a filter right now.
How come when you move, you're not a baby anymore? Like, no, I'm still a baby.
34-year-old baby.
Well, Steve, we should probably get to our first segment, which is a segment we like to call Fuck This Place, ? Where we decide if we would work somewhere or not. So we looked up some Sacramento-based Craigslists, your
Sacktown, 916,
stomping grounds.
Dicks. Yes, sir.
So I'm going to read the 3 titles that we have, and then you're going to pick the one you do not want to look at, and we'll look at the other 2. So title number 1 is Clean Bounce Houses Today Paid Cash. Title number 2, Rear Gate Needs Mending. And title number 3, Essential Recession-Proof Business. So which one do you not want to click on? Bounce houses, rear gate?
All 3 sound like prostitutes.
Well,
right? It sounds like
you can only find out about 2.
Because there's the one where you're fixing you're raw dogging back doors. What is that one?
Yeah, rear gate needs mending.
Yeah.
Precise.
Which is how I asked for that.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
We live in West Hollywood. There's a lot of guys walking around with rear gates that need mending.
Well, keep in mind, this is Sacramento Craigslist, though.
You can get a little wonky when you go outside the 24 by 24 downtown. True. The essential proof one, very vague. Love that in a job, you know. Just for me to know that I can go, and the only thing is that this will not stop.
Yeah,
we'll keep going.
When I hear essential proof, like essential, it's like, oh, you should have just titled it "Fuck the Libs," because I know that's what this is ultimately going to be about.
You're making fucking Hillary Clinton voodoo dolls.
I mean, it could be a grocery store. It's not, but it could be a grocery store, you know?
Imagine if Ralph's was advertising their stuff like that.
Yeah.
You want to come in here and check this essential proof thing out?
Yeah, everyone knows how to get a job at Ralph's. You literally walk in the door and you're just like,
It is weird now. It is weird the people who work at Ralph's in my neighborhood. They're like not even in uniforms, but I just didn't
wearing
know.
like a t-shirt.
Yeah. Like we're
It
short.
does say Ralph's on it.
You can walk in and just write your name on the schedule, and then that's it. It's like, you guys, hey, I'll be here 6 hours on Saturday. All right, I'll catch you later.
So we know it's not Ralph's posting.
Okay, what was the first one?
The first one was clean bounce houses today paid cash.
Let's find out what the essential one is, because the other two, who's doing bounce houses right now?
You're picking the one you don't want to look at. So we are definitely doing essential recession proof. Now you have to cut one out. Clean bounce houses or rear gate.
I don't want to do clear bounce houses. I'd rather do gay sex crimes.
Yeah, okay, fine. That's fine. Well, you know what? Let's just dive straight into essential recession proof business because we've got quite a bit of curiosity on that front. So the title again is Essential Recession Proof Business. Nah, bro. This is Craigslist, bro.
Okay. I love Craigslist, how they're like so shady they never updated it.
You're correct.
Craigslist was like, we ran this on a Microsoft Word document 15 years ago.
Yes.
And
the last update was like 2006, and they have kept the design aesthetic since then.
I'm confident that whoever originally came up with Craigslist is still just doing it from his phone, like from his iPhone 6.
His burner. He's doing Snake, and then he does this.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be held responsible for whatever happens. So yeah, the title's Essential Recession Proof Business, and then the ad starts. There's no pictures or anything. It says Pallets Unlimited Incorporated, located in Lincoln, California, is now hiring. Pallets Unlimited. Do you have what it takes to work in an extremely fast-paced environment? I assume they mean paced.
I don't know who's using pallets anymore. It's passing us very quickly.
Would you like a job that will not lay you off and will never close due to any virus?
Dude, that's a contractual agreement. I want to show up, not do anything, and be like, literally, you said you cannot lay me off.
You can't lay me off, pal. Are you a hard worker that would enjoy a new challenge every day? For sure not. We are currently seeking a front yard manager with forklift experience to load and unload pallets, as well as greet customers and help with their pallet needs.
If you just took pallet and made it a different word, this thing's very creepy.
It's creepy with pallet.
I was going to say, I've never been to a Pallets Unlimited, but it just seems to me like, how many customers do you have for pallets? Like I would think
like just Home Depot.
Well, yeah, just like you have contracts with like, I don't know, industrial places, they're just like, we ship this, we do that. And like, who's going to show up and be like, I'm looking for your best pallet? I'm not sure. I'm just, again, very unsure as to like how many customers you actually have. And like, why would you need someone to like greeting customers? Like you just, like people are just pouring in the doors again to just like kick the tire on a couple pallets. I don't know.
I'm really weirded out by his how cavalier he is with capitalizing letters.
There's a lot of that going on here.
I like the close due to any virus. Like it's like we know what you're saying. It's not a bunch that we're all talking about right now.
Correct.
And, enjoy a new challenge every day. It's like stop giving me this Con Air secret message thing where you capitalize specific words and I'm supposed to line up those words to know what you're actually trying to tell me.
Right. We all know what new challenge every day means. It means like we'll ask you to do anything and you better fucking do it. Or else
for sure.
Laid off.
You're on toilet pallets. You're on toilet pallets today and then sandwich pallets tomorrow and clean my car pallets Thursday.
There's a pallet under each of these things. We can a pallet brought this toilet here. Be thankful.
Yeah, pallets technically if you come everything comes on a pallet.
You're absolutely right. Which is why you might need to have them unlimited. So okay, so the ad continues. We are currently seeking dock help to assist. It seems like there's multiple positions here. We are currently seeking dock help to assist our shipping and receiving manager. Must be able to drive a forklift and speak Spanish. That one, honestly,
bilingual.
This one's the thing in the only sentence in the ad that makes perfect sense to me. Like you need dock help shipping and receiving, you drive a forklift, you're going to have to speak Spanish. Like none of this, like there's customers, none of this like new challenges. Like, no, it's the same challenge every day. It's moving pallets all the time.
I feel like in high school, you shouldn't learn like math or anything. You should just learn how to speak Spanish and drive a forklift, and you will never be unemployed.
I completely agree. Yeah, I mean, Jesus, what a disservice we are doing to ourselves and others. We are currently seeking laborers to repair and build pallets. So this is another job. This position does require training. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll finish. This position does require training at $15 per hour. Once training is completed, you will be paid based on your performance, aka you got to build so many pallets. You have to build.
I hope you're good at IKEA furniture because it's
correct.
a job now.
And I guess this is for this position, or maybe I don't know. Average pay per hour once training is completed is up to you. Yeah. Employees on the pallet program ranges from $22 per hour to $28 per hour. That's good, but again, you got to be a rock star. What you make per hour is based on your performance. We offer paid sick leave, paid vacation, paid holidays, and yearly bonuses. Please respond via phone, apply in person at this address. We're open Monday through Friday, 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. Those are not terrible hours. 6 a.m.
This job isn't that bad.
It's not that bad, but I don't want to work with someone who wants me to work at a fast-paced environment, and and also this guy he just sounds like he's gonna yell at me all the time.
It seems like a lot of yelling,
you know. And I don't want to get yelled at about like something that is also constantly giving me splinters. You know? Like
I would say number one splinter giver is a pallet.
Yeah. Of all the wood things you could interact with in a civilized society.
Once you get out of like elementary school tan bark falling down scenarios, then pallets, number one splinter.
I love that too. When we were kids, they're like, let's put redwood as the bark. Like the thing that infects you when it gets in there. Shut up. I got redwood.
Put it anywhere kids want to jump.
There's like a mild acid in like every pine and cedar, but it's great for skin. I would say that again. Here's the job that looks good is the one who's the forklift driver. That's the good job that's in this batch. The first one is front yard manager and greeting customers. No, that could be a real nightmare shit show. The dock help, where you're driving a forklift, that seems like the most manageable. And then the building pallets, boy, oh boy, that's not going to be a fun ride.
No, that's not. I mean, I think the front yard manager might be okay because this does sound to me like a job where you don't get a whole lot of like idiots wandering in. Like everyone who shows up at the pallet place knows what they're there for. But
I would hope so.
But it is a thing that if your manager is a fucking idiot, like he might be, then you might get a lot of people in there who have been lied to. And so you might have to deal with that.
I think that's for sure the case. I don't know what they would be lied to about when it comes to pallets because again,
we heard they were unlimited, bud. I don't know. I got 30. I don't know what to tell you.
I cannot stress this enough. I do not know a lot about pallets, but
I would like to know what a pallet goes for.
Yeah, that's the other question is, are these people selling pallets? Just pallets?
They're selling, making, and Gary. I've never talked about pallets this much in my life. It's very weird.
Yeah, for me, this is probably top 3 amounts of time to talk about pallets. But
I guess they're start to finish pallet business.
There are also pallets that aren't made of just wood. Like I've seen like a plastic like that, like almost like that playground material. How like that super firm plastic that's like trying to be wood. You know what I mean? I've seen them. I mean, I'm just telling you. I've seen
for
them in
a
person,
pallet truther like myself, those aren't pallets, and they will never be pallets.
I mean that's fair. Again, I'm pretty sure these are all wood pallets. Just
I am curious how much a pallet costs. What do you say? What do you take a guess? How much do you think a pallet costs? One pallet.
I think you can go to Home Depot and get them for like $5. The used ones.
$5? I was gonna say like 25. It feels like a big heavy piece of wood.
I'm excited to see. I haven't been this excited since I woke up.
We're gonna find out what $150 from
$150 for a new line pallet.
Now, granted, if you're buying multiple pallets and if you're doing it unlimited, which is what I'm hoping. Thanks, Amazon Assistant. Say they have
use recyclable wood, $6.
Okay, yeah, $6.70 if for a used one though. $6.75 for 200.
But you're building them, so you're right, man. So yeah, there's a couple. The price point, shall we say, ranges quite a bit.
There is a markup on new pallets.
maybe we should get into the pallet business.
Oh my
Yeah,
god.
maybe this is. Well, here's one that's $76. That's obviously a plastic sort of, composite material. But yeah, we got a Wayfair for $60. So again, I think
That's
it
a
The
really.
Wayfair one comes with a little kid, so that's cool.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, brother, human trafficking.
Gracie Oaks. Yeah, that's what it's made of. Gracie Oaks.
So yeah, I guess like I'm gonna say fuck this place, not because this does look like a bad job, but mainly because I want the job that I can't get. I want to be able to be I want to do the forklift driving. I want to help the shipping and receiving. I don't want to talk to customers, and I sure as shit don't want to build a bunch of fucking pallets. So mainly, I'm just not qualified, and I don't think that I'd be able to stick it out in the building pallet phase. You know what I mean? To see if I couldn't work my way up. I just think.
Imagine how sad it is if you go in and you didn't get the pallet maker job. Like you're not even qualified enough to make wood pallets.
Yeah, that'd be super sad. So I can't face that either.
I'm gonna say fuck this place because I don't want to hang out with this guy who's just gonna be yelling at me about little like wood all day. Do you think?
Good hours though. The hours aren't bad.
The hours are good. This is maybe a medium fuck this place, like not an all the way deal.
Yeah, because again,
or like a summer first job, like your kid got caught smoking weed in ninth grade, and you're like, well, you're not gonna hang out with your friends this year. You're gonna fucking build pallets and buy a Honda Civic at the end.
Yeah. Come out with a new car and character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Withered, splintered hands.
Okay, I'm comfortable with a medium fuck this place.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'd say summer job, not bad. I've done stuff like this. I spent a whole summer in like an American sweat. Oh, this is never mind. I guess that's one of the jobs. Talk about later.
Yeah.
Oh wait.
Okay, well we're gonna move on to.
Just remember that job.
Well, we're gonna dig into those for sure. But before we do that, we're gonna take a look at post number 2, which is rear gate needs mending. We are immediately met.
Let me hold on with an image that screams, "My prisoner escaped."
Yeah, for sure. This is the guy who posted his name is Golden State Killer.
Yeah, this picture is severe. And again, if you're not watching on YouTube, this brief description here. We've got black sort of pointy metal gate, like almost like a classic, like almost like suburban kind of style gate, like not a particularly fancy but not like trashy gate, but everything else around it is like there's a piece of like broken particle board at the base, a very obvious like big ass chain with like a big ass lock, and then behind the gate is what can only be described as like an animal feeding yard that no animal would consent to be in.
I want to point out real quick. Okay, so look, you can see the weld marks on the top bar there, right? For where each post is supposed to go. So we have 3 here so he's missing 3 of these posts. He's taken one. See how it's ill aligned here? He's taken one and he's using that particle board to hold that up.
Oh my God.
So and then he dropped a Sharpie down at the bottom. I don't know what that's about. I just noticed that. He's got a Sharpie. Yeah. And
I also love the only thing that's not 40 years old is a brand new gold lock. Like if I'm gonna invest in anything. I also like how it looks like all the pointy ends are dipped in poison, so that's fun.
The ends are very pointy up here.
Yeah, that gold lock looks like he stole it from one of the Rough Riders. Like it's just
that's off of one of DMX's dogs.
It is a very gold lock, and not only is the lock new, but the chain is also new. So it is obvious again that whoever, and I think it's probably a who, was in this room or this.
I think it's a what. Whatever.
Yeah, if they had like a Dimmadog or something, it has busted out, and so they've decided to replace that with a brand new lock and chain.
It turns out you can't use this like very flimsy gate to hold in the buffest pit bull you've ever seen.
And again, like it's obvious that it's a very narrow yard in the back. There is what seems to be like Tyvek or like trash bag material against a back like
there it is. Gate. I didn't even notice that.
It's like I don't know if you're holding in something or keeping something out. Like I don't know what side of this we're supposed to be on.
That's a very good point.
Hey guys, I don't want I don't want to like be like crazy. Is that a pallet behind that door in the back? What is? Or is that? No, that's just the fence. Okay, I got scared. Sorry, I got this.
Yeah, you thought
the pallet guy too.
Yeah,
that was a pallet. No, it's just fence. So I should also note that there seems to be a lot of hay in this yard that we're trying to either not get into or we're trying to keep something in. Difficult to tell.
This does look like every shitty valley, like Nick can attest to this.
Yep.
Every shitty house in the block of a valley neighborhood looks like this.
Yeah, I will say that as spooky as this looks, I have been to several like quinceañera after parties in this backyard.
I've drank in fucking Four Locos when I was a high schooler in many of these things.
Yeah, I have definitely tripped over this bark, like this random wood on the ground. I've tripped over that drunkenly in my life.
Yeah. That might be my Sharpie. I was probably tagging something.
Yeah,
just a drunk 14-year-old. Or wait, what does it say? Please help? Send help on the.
Yeah. Oh no, we have to. Yeah. Don't worry, we'll get there. Okay, so that's the picture that we're dealing with: a rusted out, fucked up piece of fence and gate. Then there is some text. The text reads, "Hello." Please let me know the cost. Yeah.
Fuck. Hello?
It's like, did the hello come from the Craigslist ad or from like around the corner of that
did
gate?
it come from behind me? Yeah.
But it does appear to be text in the ad, and there's literally one sentence, and it says, please let me know the cost to either repair or replace or altogether weld a new rear gate on this property. And then it says, place quote here, and there's a link, which we could click. And then it says,
I actually think this is kind of cool. It's a thing where you can do quotes.
Yeah, it looks like when you click it, maybe.
It's like an app or something where people can quote.
Yeah, a place where you can maybe put in a, here we go. So it's like man, this website does not seem real. PPLS RPR.
People's Draper. ThePeoplesRaper.com.
Peoplesrepair.com.
How much would you rape this person? Give me a quote at PeoplesRaper.com.
And then, so essentially it's almost like a little eBay site where, again, it's obvious that they've set like someone has bid for $169 and it said,
there's no way that guy is doing that for $169.
For sure. I bet you the dude
he was thinking of like case of Coors.
Well, I think also the person who took this photo is the person who bid $169. You know what I mean? Just to like set them.
No, I think it's too much. He would have been like $20. Old.
You're right. Now that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point. He doesn't want to drive up the price.
Miscellaneous box.
Yeah.
But it does look like SAC 208 is the bidder, and they have bid $169, and they did it 12 hours ago. So this could be a bit of a bidding war.
He was like, 168. You got to let me listen to whatever music I want. I'm like, okay.
And you have to offer me a cold glass of water every half hour.
Yeah. I'm not saying I'm gonna take it, but you got to offer it.
And that is the post. I mean, essentially, you can negotiate whatever you can with this doomsday prepper.
Scroll down, Chase, a little bit, please.
Yeah, there's a bunch of text down here.
He just lists a bunch of stuff. Look at this, and just into the mind of a serial killer, just real quick.
I've seen ads like this before, where it just seems like maybe they're just trying to use keywords. You know what I mean? Like people are,
I don't think they understand, like, they're trying to hashtag things without hashtags. This is like a TikTok where there's just like a small amount of information and then a lot of things.
Yeah, it's like there's towns, a bunch of towns: Fairfield, Swanson Estates, West Sacramento. Then there's a bunch of
huge fan of all those towns.
Here's my top 25 favorite towns.
He just wanted to throw that in there.
I love Numbus. I love Orangeville. And then after that, there's just a bunch. This is probably his top 100 just people or jobs. General handyman, ceiling leaks.
Yeah. I like at the bottom, he starts getting to the hits because he starts capitalizing things all the way through. Plumbing, water heaters, cloud drains. These are like his favorite things.
Yeah, man. Well, I'm going to say fuck this place just because let's imagine I did have the skill set. You're going to weld it. But like for some reason, because of like the ghost properties of this situation, you're gonna weld it.
Properties?
Yeah, become that whispery hello. You're gonna finish welding like the last weld, and then you're gonna realize you just welded yourself inside a wholly different cage.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I thought too.
So that's me.
Yeah, I'm
like right when you get finished with the job, he slides a bowl of slop underneath and says, "Welcome home." You're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and it's slop. It's really just hay and water.
Yeah, I'm gonna say fuck this place because I don't want to. Like, it's like you have to fix things he found using other things that he found.
Can you weld this to this? Human hair and a board of.
Yeah, I found some rocks to put it up against that if you want.
Just weld it. So you can't weld everything. You can weld some stuff.
Yeah,
I think you understand what welding is. Mending, actually.
Just found a wooden door. Yeah, so I guess fuck this place. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, guys?
Wanted to remind you that you can text the podcast anytime you want.
Night or day, whenever the hell you want.
It's fine. It's the number is 470-BAD-JOBS. The actual numbers are 470-223-5627. That's the number.
So yeah, anytime you want. Like I said, middle of the night, whenever. We don't got jobs right now. Whatever's going on with you is going on with us.
I mean, absolutely. Maybe you still have a job and it's like shitty. You can tell us about that. Maybe you don't have a job and it was shitty before.
Maybe you're getting one of those weird temperature forehead checks right now.
For sure.
You want to pull out your phone and just say, you know what, fuck you guys. I'm going to text 470-BAD-JOBS.
470-223-5627 is the number. That is the number. And you can also call us if you want, but I mean, whatever. It's your choice. That's the point here.
Okay, so Steve, what is the first job you ever had?
Well, so this question's a little interesting because my dad is a plumber, like a journeyman or a master plumber. So I worked with him a lot. So threading pipes, stuff like that. But if you went outside of the family business, the first one I ever had was I worked at an ice cream shop called Vic's Ice Cream in Land Park, Sacramento. It's kind of like a famous ice cream place around there. And I was not a good employee.
Okay.
I used to, do I just keep going or you ask me more questions?
How old were you?
I was about 15. It was like my first job. It was about 4 houses down from my house. So like, I just kind of went there. It was kind of like the ice cream shop where all the cool kids kind of hung out, if that even makes sense.
Oh no, so there was a TCBY outside my high school. That was like
exactly. It's exactly the same thing, except we made our own ice cream, right?
Way better.
So that was kind of the lowest guy's job. What I would do is I would take an ice cream bin when I thought it was empty. I'd bring it in the back. You had this kind of like a fucking look like a saw room with everything's tile and there's just like a hose that you can do anything in there and no one would know. And so we were just I would spray them out.
Walls.
There's tarp on the walls, says don't scream. And then I would hang them up, right? But after a while, I noticed that people wouldn't look at where, when I brought them back, if they were a bunch of ice cream or not. And so what I used to do is I would wait till there's each can was probably about 3-4 feet tall.
Yeah, like a big
circle, goes down. And so I would wait till it was 6 inches. And I would go back there and I would just eat it like a monkey, out of my hands in the back, in this fucking jail. So, the place looked like when you go into jail and they delouse you and spray you with the fucking hose.
And there's just a kid back there eating handfuls of ice cream.
Yeah, handfuls of ice cream. And I thought it was great, right? I was like, oh, this job's pretty cool now. I can just go back, eat ice cream once every hour.
Yeah.
No one would know. And then one time I was sitting crisscross applesauce eating like a monkey.
Like Winnie the Pooh. Just
yeah, like Winnie the Poohing chocolate chip cookie dough. And my boss came in and he was like, what are you doing? I was just mid-pooing it. And I got off the ice cream pretty quick there. I was mopping after that.
Yeah.
So this whole time you weren't supposed to be doing that. I mean,
there wasn't a rule in place. No one said I couldn't.
Look, I'm not coming after you. I'm just asking.
I've always said this, and I've always had this stance. You can look back to when I got fired. No one said I couldn't fistful ice cream into my mouth. That was nowhere in the thing.
Fair point. I believe you. I'm just
there was no employee handbook.
So okay. So he comes back there. He sees you. You're wearing only a red T-shirt, nothing else. You're eating this. He screams, "Oh my god!" And then you're like,
and then I say, "There's nothing in the handbook about this."
Yeah. Before he even addresses what the real issue, you just yell, "There's nothing in the handbook about this." I've looked up your pants policy, your hands in the ice cream policy, just ass on the ground policy. Yeah. All good. I'm untouchable. Yeah, and you walk out of fucking Danny Ocean. You're just they got nothing on you.
Nothing on me. my red shirt, balls popping out as I walk past tiny kids. I just serve them egg salad sandwiches.
Yeah.
So question. You're okay. Like we all know what happens in this like room of requirement, I guess. But like, what happened before that? Were you serving ice cream to people, or were you just waiting for those barrels to get empty?
So,
you know what I mean?
So to serve ice cream, it was a really fun, stupid, pathetic job. Not for me, but like the guys that worked there like 8-10 years, they were managers.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like pathetic. It was just sad, man.
They're
and they
lifers.
like really, they were lifers at this ice cream shop. And they like thought it was cool that they could slide people's scoops and stuff. It was like, dude, be a bartender, you fucking plebe. And so like you would have to work your way up to serve ice cream.
Oh my God.
So
what
when
did you do?
like I got to serving ice cream,
okay.
but like I would just, because mainly when you get to serving ice cream, you start hooking up your friends, you know?
Yeah.
And then I just have like when I get comfortable somewhere, I just like let loose. And so like I started making up like sandwiches and ice cream shakes and calling them the Steve Furey shake and Steve Furey sandwich and having my friends order them. And these like 32-year-old dudes would just be so pissed when my friends would come in and be like, hey, can I get the Steve Furey sandwich? Which was egg salad with bacon.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Okay.
Pretty good sandwich, right? And then the Steve Furey milkshake, 50-50 mint chip, cookies and cream.
Incredible.
So, incredible. I'm like, why don't you add this to your thing? And people would come in and be like, can I get the Steve Furey special? And then managers would be like, I don't know who that is. And I don't know what you're talking about. And they're like, oh, you mean the guy with the pants off eating ice cream by the ladle?
The guy with the surprising amount of blonde hairs coming out of his ass.
And yeah, whatever. That job was okay. It just wasn't.
It
was cool, man.
How did you get the job? I mean, like, did you
go
there
there
a lot?
4 houses down. So I would go there a little bit, and I also kind of was like, I was just there, you know, I was so close, and I would go there, and then it's kind of like if you grew up in our neighborhood, this is where you kind of like, you know, it was like, I feel like ice cream shops maybe used to be a bigger thing where, you know, like once every 2 weeks, my dad would like, want to go eat some ice cream? You're like, fucking yeah, motherfucker. And then you'd go there and you just hope to see one of your friends and be like, dude, we did it. Dude, we got fucking ice cream, dude.
Yeah.
It's correct. I mean, I would say it's actually a pretty good model. Like it doesn't happen as much anymore, although I feel like it's coming back a little bit. But like the like we don't keep ice cream in the house, but like every now and then we do pay more for ice cream out that someone makes, you know, because that ice cream is way better than grocery store ice cream.
It is, but it's also like now it's like $8 for 2 scoops of ice cream.
100%. But I will say, as a person who's recently slung some cream, that it's denser usually.
It's better ice cream. I mean, it's not. My favorite is like they have this one that's like slow churned ice cream, and it's like just more air in the ice cream, I guess.
Yeah.
So they're selling you half the weight of ice. Sorry, I have a lot of ice cream opinions. To be honest with you.
I also have a lot of ice cream opiniends.
Oh, there we go.
People do.
Where were you even slinging cream?
I was slinging cream at Wanderlust in LA, in Atwater Village. They do.
Is that an ice cream place or like a smorgasbord kind of thing?
It's artisanal. They actually do serve at smorgasbord, but I never did that because that sounded dumb. I honestly, the whole thing was dumb, but yeah.
Oh, I've been to smorgasbord, and it's like, I'll pay $45 for a hot dog because I'm in an alley in fucking industrial LA. It's like the weirdest thing. They're like, no, I put kimchi on that hot dog. I can taste it. I know you. And still not $45.
Yeah, that's what happens there. And I didn't want to go, but I mean, you know, Atwater's pretty close to where I'm in Los Feliz, so it was like a super short commute, and it was basically me and a bunch of teens, you know, because like, you know, 30-something-year-old dudes should not work at ice cream stores.
No, that was just the guys I was talking about.
Yeah, before. You're correct. Yeah. And because like you don't want to care, you know what I mean? Like you really don't want to care about ice cream.
That's true.
And so So,
but when you have to get someone in trouble for an ice cream related incident, it's like, what are we even doing? No, this is a made up thing.
Absolutely not. They wanted to make me like a schedule or whatever. I was like, no. I'll open and close, but like I have no responsibility here. Like you don't understand. Like I left that place and they were like, well, we'll see you know, if you ever want to come back. And I was like, if you ever see me back here, something has gone very badly for me. Like I mean, I'll for sure come back here if I need to, but like I just want you to know.
You were like, if you ever see me back here, it's because I failed at suicide.
Yeah, like
just blood's coming out the side of your head. I thought I'd get some ice cream today.
I'm just hoping to, cut my teeth in the cream again.
Well, what's great, I feel like, is you could go back on two ways, right? Number one, sad, pathetic, I need a job again. Number two, doing so well, you can afford to eat ice cream.
100%, yeah. And then, what's crazy? I did go back, not that super recently, but like maybe 9 months ago or something. And they weren't keeping the freezer cold enough, man. So the ice cream wasn't that good. And I was just like, this place has gone downhill. If they had it Chase, who cared, and again, who should not be here about this.
Set a dial.
I'm just saying the freezer wasn't cold enough. They had the doors off too long. I know it happened.
Okay, so real quick though, Steve. So how long were you there total?
In high school, it feels like years, but it's probably like 8 months, maybe a year. I think I busted a year. But high school, you're like, I've been here my whole life.
And how long from when you started illegally eating the ice cream before you got caught? Like how long? How much of that was eating, and how much ice cream would you say you ate in that time?
Well, what was great, and which I feel like I've neglected to say, is I also found the ingredients closet. So I was going fistfuls of cookie dough and Oreos in my spare time, just going back, eating some pecans praline like nothing mattered.
I imagine there's like several other teenagers trying to hold you back, and you're just pushing through to get back into the ingredients closet and stuff.
Or I sit in the closet and I put my feet up so no one can get in.
Yeah.
He's in the closet again with his pants. His pants are outside the closet. He's eating like Winnie the Pooh again.
But at this point, you're basically made of cold now. So when anyone grabs you, their arm like breaks off and you're like glass and stuff.
That'd be a sick origin story. Just a kid who got locked in an ice cream freezer overnight and ate enough cookie dough to become
a villain with diabetes.
I'll defeat you, Batman. Let me check my blood sugar real quick. I gotta put it in my belly button.
I'm gonna get you as soon as I get a little bit more energy. My level's a little low right now.
You want some insulin, Robin? Yeah. Insulin? Anyone?
Eat this Mars bar and I'll be back.
How long were you able to keep up the ruse? I mean, obviously you didn't even know it was a ruse. You were just
honestly, it became more of like a dirty little secret that people knew that they just didn't talk about.
Hey, you did it, or they all did it?
No, I don't believe anyone has done it before or since.
So they all just knew you did it.
Also, if you had 30-something-year-old managers, they knew that they couldn't sustain physically that volume of sweets. You know what I mean?
They were
like if
jealous.
they wanted to be you, they couldn't do it because they would just your body starts collapsing on you if you're not a teenager. That's like sort of every cell in your body's automatically renewing.
100%. It became like a thing. I think no one cared. They were like, hey, let's see how much ice cream we can feed this kid. And it was a lot.
Yeah. So then one night, the manager's overnight doing inventory, and he comes up. He's like, "Hey, this is weird. We're short 17 pounds of ice cream." In the last 3 weeks.
I don't know what you're talking about.
And you're just like on an iron lung, just like really.
Just in the back.
Can
it's
you
just intravenous now.
Yeah.
I'm just putting in fucking mango sherbet intravenously.
More ice cream than boy.
That's the story of it's gonna be my memoirs.
Oh man. Okay. So all right, Steve. So that was your first job.
No, hold on a second. Wait, you said you got whoa. I know we have to move on to worst job, but like did you get fired or something? Like what happened?
I quit for football.
Okay. There you go.
So I started when football ended and I did it again. And the staff turnover so much, I was like, I'll just go in, still get the hookup. But like 2 weeks after I left, they
they're all
had
gone.
a whole new crew and no one gave a fuck about me anymore. And I stopped getting free chips. It was bullshit.
2 weeks later, you went back in. It was like a Vietnamese hair salon. You were like, what? What happened?
What are you guys using the fucking spray tank for? What's funny is
I just wanted to know how you got out.
We used to have a beef with the other ice cream place in East Sacramento called Burr's Ice Cream. And we just shit on them like your vanilla's not pure or fucking Moroccan. And it was
you came out and you like wiped ice cream on your face like war paint. Like let them know.
Show me your malt balls.
Peanut butter fudge on my face.
Yeah.
As I go in there, I'm eating their ice cream. You're sending Steve.
You're just like, where's your ingredients closet? Where's You're just like banging on all the doors trying to find their ingredients closet. He's just eating like the cherry syrup. Just downing it, the whole thing, whole bag.
Oh, it was so good. I used to take shots of the liquid marshmallow.
Oh, fuck. Yeah,
you're a beast, bro. Yeah, you're man, I don't fuck.
Not healthy.
Yeah. No, but that's, you can kind of get away with it at the teenage level for a while anyway.
All right, Chase, you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. All right, Steve, so that was your first job. What would you say is the worst job you ever had?
I don't know. I would say one summer I kind of had that pallet thing where a friend of mine's, like, it's never good when you get a job from a day labor force. You ever done that? Day labor work? Mm-hmm. And so I was just like, maybe I'll get a job. My friend they had this warehouse where they built a bunch of different stuff. And then this summer they were building all the white tables that Levi's were going to be put on at Macy's. So I was like, oh, yeah, that seems okay. That doesn't seem that bad. And then I got there, and only person that spoke English, no AC in Sacramento. And I just silently built fucking these Levi tables for 4 months to mariachi music. That was pretty bad. But I also used to sell drugs for a long time, and that was really fun, but there were also like super bad moments in that.
Yeah, I believe it.
I want to talk about both of those, but okay, so just this is just mostly for me and Chase actually. We talk about how Macy's is the worst company you can work for, so it's so good. This was
a bottom thing for Macy's.
Yeah, it's so fun. God, that's an evil company. God damn.
Dude, the craziest thing I learned at that job was the asses on truck drivers are so big. It's like my favorite way to say it is like, that kindergarten teacher ass where it goes from like the front to the back. It's like a Saturn, like a rings on Saturn, but it's just for ass. These guys, everyone had like, it looked like his legs were made of soup, like just loose, could like fold out, slither under some sort of door. And they were it was just the work. That job fucking sucked, but it was just mainly manual labor, and I just fucking hate manual labor.
Yeah, and it's just like all those Mexican dudes probably thought you were like on the run from the law.
Like, I was somehow their fucking superior. Asking me questions. I was like, I don't.
Yeah, they're
like, and we have to wear masks all the time. It was pre-corona, and they're like glowing paint everywhere. Like I would have to paint the table. Oh, it was fucking gnarly.
You got out of that job. You're like, I'm never wearing a mask again.
So long.
I still believe it. I'm anti-mask. Anti-mask.
I would imagine. I feel like a lot of times the physical labor job, it like sounds all right, in your head. You're like, oh, it's just doing this. And you're like, well, how many tables can Macy's fucking possibly need? And you're like, no, we're doing tables for every 10,000. Macy's. West of the Mississippi. Just 10,000. Yeah.
The best thing about manual labor jobs, though, is the drive home. When you finally sit down and you're like, I earn not doing anything.
For sure.
Whereas now, where I only do nothing, it feels like I've earned nothing. And
fair. Yeah, absolutely.
Like the weekend when you have a manual labor job is like the best. You get why like your dad was only in his underwear on Fridays.
I 100% agree. I totally think that's. I was gonna say that you understand why all your uncles are drunk at the barbecue.
Yeah, 100%.
Like on a Sunday,
and you're like, they're not alcoholics. They only have 48 hours that they're not tired.
Yeah,
and they're gonna use that to drink Budweiser.
Yeah, just to fucking obliterate themselves
and sit on the driveway. Maybe have their feet in the kiddie pool. I don't know.
48 hours that they're not tired is 100%.
That's all you get. That's all you get in your life until you retire. And then you're just tired. And then you're just tired, really. I've never seen a person who's retired have a bunch of energy.
Yeah. Okay, so it's a bit of a split. So so you were selling drugs for a while.
Yeah, I sold drugs from 13 to 26.
Okay.
And
a career almost. Yeah.
No, I did a long time. not great at it. I never made a shit ton of money, but I made enough money. I mainly sold a lot of weed and a lot of pills, like Norcos and Percocets like that, before they got cool.
Were you
they were just for losers back then.
Yeah. Were you selling drugs while you were eating handfuls of ice cream?
It was starting.
Okay.
So I had multiple jobs, and I would do the drugs thing on the side, because a lot of times no one's buying drugs at like Wednesday at noon anyway, and sometimes you just get bored. So it depended really. Like when the height of my drug selling was in the beginning of probably like the beginning of the 2010s, 2008 to 2012, when medical cannabis just started becoming legal, and they were just popping up weed shops everywhere. And they needed a bunch of weed. So what I would do is I would drive up to Humboldt, buy like a couple pounds for like $700, come back down, sell those pounds for $1,400, do that like twice, 3 times a month, make a cool amount of money.
Yeah.
But sometimes it goes bad. Oh, I remember one time my buddy goes, this is like when I'm doing pretty good on selling weed, but I'm starting to sell indoor, which is you have to grow it or buy it from someone. You can't really go up to Humboldt and just get it from anyone. So I'm starting to sell indoor with this guy named Chad DeBox. He actually just passed away. He was a chill dude. He was a pretty scary guy, about 6'8", always wore black sweatpants, big black guy. Went to jail because he thought he was drunk, broke into someone's house, fell asleep on their couch with 2 pistols in his hands.
Oh my God.
Oh man, desperado.
Yeah, like Desperado or there's some fucking Saints Row, or not Saints Row, Boondock Saints
Boondock
shit.
Saints, yeah.
Just the woman just came home, and there's like this 6'8" black dude in black sweats with 2 pistols in his lap. He went to jail. But before he did, he was like, they had like a gang. It was a gang. It was like 10 guys in this gang. They would go rob people. I was kind of like a moon outside. Like, they're like, hey, can you drive me here? Can you pick this up? I wasn't like in the group, or, I'd be like, hey, there's this drug dealer. I found out where he lives. Do you want to go rob him and give me some stuff? So my buddy, one of my best friends, goes, hey, man, I'm in a culinary school. This guy in Stockton, shithole city. Sorry, Nick. I fucking hate that place.
Dude, I love that place. Go ahead.
Look, you're gonna know why I hate it, and that's a great reason. He goes, a buddy of mine wants to buy 2 pounds. I go, okay, that sounds good. I can get 2 pounds, but I'm just gonna go to Chad, get him to front it to me, which means gives it to you on loan. I'll go down, sell it, come back up, get the money, made a couple grand in one day. Fucking let's go party, right? So we're driving down, smoking blunts, having a great time, going to Stockton. Sacramento to Stockton's like 45 minutes, 35, whatever. It depends how fast you're going. Get there. Guy's calling us, hey, man, I'm babysitting my niece and nephew right now. Do you guys mind meeting me in this little area? And now this is like this neighborhood is like has an aqueduct that goes through it, and there's like a little bridge that goes over, It's kind of like when they're building houses in the 90s, they all look the same. And so the little bridge that goes over, when you pull up, you're kind of in a cul-de-sac where it's kind of like a little park to the bridge and on both sides of the house. And we see the guy at the top of the bridge, right? He's there. He's supposed to be there. Looked like a normal dude. Looked like a shitty white guy, like a long hair, just like a shitty, greasy white guy. Skinny. And we pull up into a parking spot. It's a real parking spot. 2 hedges on both sides, right? Right when we unlock the doors, 2 dudes come out and put pistols to the both of sides of our heads. And they go, you know what time it is. That's all they said. They go, you know what time it is. And I was like, I know exactly what fucking time this is. This is time for me to give you all the weed that I have and deal with that later, right? So we give the guy the weed. Like, I remember, whenever I tell the story, I can remember the metal feeling on the side of my head. It's kind of weird.
Was that was that the first time you ever had a gun pulled on you?
Yeah. That was the first. I had another one.
You never forget your first, yeah.
Yeah. It's sobering,
Yeah.
So we give the weed to the guys. We leave. Somber drive home. Not the best day in the world.
Just turning down that third eye blind you were listening to. Yeah.
Silence. Driving home. We're sad.
He's like, you want to put on the new Coldplay? You're like, yeah, maybe.
So I'm feeling yellow. I'm feeling pretty yellow right now. We're like, okay, that sucked, man. Whatever. And then I get a phone call And it's Chad.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, so how's it going? When can I expect my money? And I'm like, it's about $4,000.
Dude.
That I don't have.
You don't have a dime of it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't
You don't even have two.
some of it. I have like $1,000.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not great.
Mm-hmm.
I go, dude, I just got robbed. And he goes, okay, I don't believe you. I think you're stealing my stuff. This is scary, dude. We used to go to these parties. He would be like, hey, can you take me to this party? And I'm like, okay, yeah. It was always like a shitty South Sac party, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he would go, and he was just like beat up 4 or 5 people.
Uh-huh.
I saw him beat up 4 dudes at one time. He's 6'8", huge dude.
Yeah, fuck.
Beat the shit out of everybody, and then I drive him home. It was a very weird time in my life, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then he goes, I think you're lying to me. I go, I'm not, dude. I swear to God, I've dealt with you for probably 5-6 years at this time. He goes, no, you're trying to rob me. I'm going to go to your parents' house right now. And when he's going to my parents' house, he's not going to tell on me.
No.
He's like going to set a fire.
Uh-huh.
Want to set a fire.
Uh-huh.
So I have to go. So I go. I never said that parents' part before. So I drive by and he's there. He's down the street with when your car's on, so just the little orange lights on the front and the back.
Uh-huh.
Very menacing.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I go there and I pick him up. He goes and I go inside. I go, hey man, because I still want to deal with him too, because he's also my plug, because I got other stuff I'm doing. This wasn't my only thing. I got people hitting me up all the time for weed. Right. And since I'm now in the hole with him, he doesn't want to give me more weed.
Of course not.
And the people I'm buying from don't want the outdoor weed I was buying up there. So I'm like, hey man, I've been dealing with you a long time. The better you do is the better I do, because then I get better prices. I've never really tried to fuck you over. How can I do this? And he goes, okay, you're going to have to give me a couple. How much money do you have? Because here's $1,000. Bam, goes down to $3,000. He goes, okay, we got a couple jobs you're going to have to do for me.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, yeah, cool. I can eat ice cream anytime you want.
Uh-huh.
I can find the ingredients thing. He goes, no, you're going to have to find me a couple places to rob, like grow houses. And I'm like, okay, I know a grow house you can rob. What was it was like 2 more jobs. So then I had to drive this dude around while he broke into grow houses.
Mm-hmm.
And these aren't like the cool ones now, like where you're like, there's fucking LED lights and all this cool shit. Nah, this was like an 80-year-old dude who I was plumbed on his house and knew he had a grow thing in the back. Yeah, and then so he would break it down. He would kick in the door. Like, this dude was so big and strong. He'd kick in the door, do it, and run, and have to peel out and go. I had to do so much shit for him. Oh, that's the story that I'm forgetting. So he goes, okay, we did that one, right? He goes, okay, that's $1,000 off, which was kind of bullshit, because he stole probably 15 plants, which is more than $1,000, right? And then I came to.
You were like, actually, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I've done the math, and
I'll stay in the math. This is the big one. He goes, hey, okay. He goes, come over to my house, right? His house was always, it was weird. It was a weird house always, because there's always like grow rooms in like 3 of the rooms, so the lighting was weird. There's always a box of purses, because he hung out with this one guy that would rob old women and steal their purses. And there's always a couple guns. But for some reason, I just thought this was like normal. For some reason, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go to my buddy Chad's and pick up loose drugs.
I mean, he was your associate.
Yeah, he was my kind of like a boss. So then I get there. He goes, okay, man. So I paid him $1,000. I gave him like 2 plates. I gave him my kind of a rival drug dealer in my neighborhood's house to hit, because I found out where he lived. And then I did this other one. He goes, okay, this is the last one you're going to have to do. And he brings out this fucking taser. And I remember how it was like, this one's like more intense than the police one. If you ever heard a taser, like the bad ones, it goes like, when he hits it, it's like, right?
And he was like, Steve, now you know I love the show Jackass.
Yeah. I was like, are you gonna tase me for $1,000? I was like, fuck, I guess.
1,000 tasers.
Like taking off my pants. He goes, no, you're gonna have to tase this guy.
Which guy?
And I'm like,
guy?
I know. I'm like, okay, that could go anywhere. Very open-ended question.
Yeah.
So you guys know, like, you ever go to like a poor people's apartment complex where it's kind of like all outdoors?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like you go down, there's like a concrete concrete path in the middle.
Yeah, it's a little community. It's like its own little mini city.
Yeah. So it's exactly like that. So, and I'm like, I've lived in there. I don't mean it negatively for people. It's just where people live. So he goes, okay, there's going to be a T right here. Boom. Some steps go down. There's going to be a straight line here. And so it's like this, right? Straight line here. He goes, there's going to be a guy walking past you. You're going to sit on the stairs. And, I'm looking at my phone playing fucking Snake or some shit. He's like, don't look obvious. I'm sitting there on the ground, on the thing. He goes, when this guy walks past you, he's going to have a Louis Vuitton duffel bag.
Oh, fuck.
All you got to do right when he passes you is tase him right here and kind of like the not the upper butt. Yeah, like the kidney right there.
Wait, on the left side specifically, or
like here, he's walking past me here, and I go like that, right?
Yeah.
And he says, once you do that, I want you to take off, run straight, because it's a T. So I'm here, and he goes, run that way. Just run as fast as you can, and we'll get you. And I'm like, and he's like, and then you're done. And we're square. And I'm
just got to tase this guy, and then
tase this guy. That's all I got to do.
Sprint for your life.
Yeah, he's not going to park in front of my parents' house or do any weird shit. Or we're going to be done, right? And I'm like, okay. This is South Sac, too. It's like pretty hood shit out there. So I'm sitting down, fucking playing Snake. I see the guy coming out my peripheral. He's walking. Goes right in front of me. I tag him. Dude just fucking dolphins, falls down like boom, like that, right? Duffel bags by his arm. He's just kind of like shaking. I'm like, it's not like I'm tasing everybody every fucking Thursday. I'm like kind of freaked out, right?
Of course.
And then, so there's the T, right? I'm supposed to run this way, but there's a thing here. There's this black kid running like fucking full speed at me, 440 motherfucking all-state wideout coming at me, and I'm kind of still sitting at the things. I'm like, fuck, this is the guy's bodyguard. We're in his like complex, in
his orbit in some way.
In his orbit, he knows people here. I'm about to fucking die. The kid comes right up to me. I'm like, I got the taser ready. He runs, picks up the bag, and takes off that way. Gets in a car, and then I see the other car pull up there. I run straight, and then we
subdivided the job.
Yeah, it was really he had a great plan.
He really did.
It was a great plan. But yeah, that was the shitty part about dealing drugs. But a lot of it was pretty fun, honestly.
So after that, you get in the car, and he's like, all right, man, we're good. And you just go back to regular business.
It's like, you want to go get a fucking Frosty or something? Everything's cool now. And it was like, done. And it was a stressful point in my life.
How did you get out of that then? If you're doing that and you're involved with this guy and these people, like, how did you quit this job, or were you fired, or what was it?
Imagine getting fired as a drug dealer. It's just not working out. So what happened is, so it's kind of a long story. He kept getting in trouble, man. He was like pretty cool. It wasn't that bad. I mean, he's a pretty bad guy, but it wasn't that bad. Like, as long as he didn't drink. Because when he drink, he would fight people and do crazy shit, right? But he's just like drinking. He would do it probably once every couple of weeks, and then he would just get arrested. So, and he always had a gun on him. And so he got arrested for that one breaking a woman's house. Oh, this was another one with him, man. So the guy that stole purses, who lived in his house, once my buddy went to jail. Do you want me to keep? I don't know if we're going.
No, keep going. No, do it.
So the guy who stole all those purses lived in his house with him, right? He was just like, it's a real shitty guy. His name was Joe. Just a
purse stealing roommate.
Yeah, fucking purse. I mean, there's no one lower than someone who steals purses from old women, right?
Absolutely.
So, and that comes from a guy who's tasing people in projects. So Chad goes to jail, and then the purse stealing guy calls me up and goes, "Hey man, I'm going to take over for Chad while he's in jail. I'm going to put money on his books. So just take the money you owed Chad and give it to me, and I'll start re-upping," right? Sounds dumb, but also in my mind, kind of does work, Sure. It feels like that's his dude. Chad doesn't want his whole business to go away. I still need a plug. I don't know. I'm still talking on the phone right now. I still need the plug. I still need the drug dealer guy. So I can start giving him money. And it works out well. All good. He's not a very scary guy. He tries to be, but at this time I'm like 6 foot, 235, pretty buff dude. like to fight people. He doesn't intimidate me at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's going well. It's going well. And then Chad gets out of jail, right? Chad gets out of jail. He comes and pulls up in front of my house. I run out kind of like, I liked Chad. To this day,
I get that. I get that sense. Yeah, you liked Chad. He's a likable guy despite his, shortcomings or whatever.
We've seen mob movies. Yeah, they're likable guys.
Exactly. Yeah, they're kind of like, if you're not on the bad side, or it's like a bully, if they're not picking on you, it's kind of fun to watch them shit on people and like throw them in fucking lockers or something. I don't know. So he gets out. I can run out. Like, I'm like, fucking Chad's back, right? And I get there, and the fucking car is dead silent. And Chad goes, "Where's my money at?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about? Where's my money at?" He goes, "Where's my money at? You never gave it to me when I was in jail. You still have it." This is probably like, I thought I'm like $2,000, but it's not like a lot of money. $2,000. It's like import export. Like I don't have $2,000. I don't really owe him $2,000. He gives me 2 pounds a week. I sell them, give him the money. So I was like, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. What had happened is Joe, the little purse stealing guy, told him that I never gave him any money.
Well, now Joe,
Well, now Joe has built this like empire, and he's saying I didn't do it. And then so I had to meet up with Chad and go like, "Hey man, I've been giving the money to that guy. He was a purse stealer, and now he has a drug organization. How do you think he ever got that money?" And then I actually got out of that one. That one wasn't a big problem.
Because you had little evidence on your side.
Yeah, it was like, this guy's a fucking purse thief, and now he has a drug empire, and he's using your plugs. How did he ever get the money to do all this? And then Chad was, and plus, like, I was a pretty good drug dealer. I wasn't like screwing people over. I was just like,
you had a good rapport.
I had a good reputation, man. Come on. I've never fucked you over. I enjoy hanging out with you. Well, not really, but a little bit.
Yeah. But, and so this time Chad's just like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't.
Well, because like,
I guess I believe you. It made more sense for this other guy. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, because it's like, how did he get anything?
He was like Joe, and then he
and then they had a big problem, and that was crazy.
I bet. Was that like a big drug war that like you were?
Well, Joe just had nothing, so it was like, I think he just got the shit kicked out of him. Had to leave town. It's weird to talk about all of this now.
So then, how did I get out?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about. So Chad then just kept going to jail. After a while, you start staying longer and longer. And then I had to find other drug plugs. Plus, I started getting good at stand-up. And it was kind of like, because I stopped when I was like 26, about 31 now. So it was like, just like, I didn't want to like go to jail.
Yeah, you don't want to
ruin the stand-up thing.
Yeah.
And then like, I didn't want to like, also like being known as a drug dealer in your early 20s is like kind of fun, it's bad boy stuff. But then like when you're like 26, 27, it's like, who really wants to hang out with me because they like enjoying hanging out with me, who likes to just smoke weed, it gets a lot more sad and pathetic.
It's the exact same trajectory as working in an ice cream shop for too long.
It's 100%. I'm eating all the weed and the drugs in the back with no pants on. I know where the
it's like, man, where do you buy your weed from? I get from Pooh Bear up the street.
Yeah, exactly. But so I just kind of, my clientele were getting older. I don't want to hang out and sell weed to high school kids or pills to high school kids. The people I was doing.
So it was relatively easy to get out, essentially.
Yeah, I wasn't like jumped in or I just aged out of it, and stand up kind of took over. And then when I moved to LA, I wasn't going to come here and be like known as a fucking drug dealer.
I imagine the game's a little different in LA as well.
I mean, I think it would be fun to deal drugs here. I think I'd be very good at it. But like, okay, let's say I was doing it, and then like Nick knew, and me and Nick aren't friends, but he knows I deal drugs. And then Comedy Central's like, hey, we're thinking about staffing this person. And they're like, oh, he sells cocaine. And it's like, okay, well, probably don't deal with that guy.
Yeah, for sure. Or definitely get that guy in here.
He's him as PA, but not as a writer.
Fuck, that's fucking intense, dude. So, I don't know if like you're comfortable saying, but how did Chad die? You said he recently died.
He just died. He
stopped.
He got out the last time from jail. He was also a pimp. He had like a couple prostitutes.
No.
Yeah. He was
say
diversified.
that.
He diversified. And what was so funny is he got one of his prostitutes pregnant. And then he would always, when she was pregnant, he was like, no, it's not my kid. It's not my kid. And then it came out and it looked exactly like him. Like there's like
more Povich got involved.
Yeah. It was just a tiny Chad came out. And then he was like, yeah, that's, and then he had another kid with her. And then he went to jail. And then he came out and he was doing good. He got like a manual labor job. I think he was just kind of only growing weed, did some other stuff. This happened less than a year ago. Had a stomach problem. Went to get surgery. Everything went well. In the morning, dead. Left his 2 daughters and his wife.
So
died at probably 38, maybe. Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, especially all the crazy shit he did, and then to die just of a fucking suture that didn't go in.
A stomach problem. Shit.
Yeah,
well, Steve, we always ask 3 questions before the podcast is over. And the first one we've pretty much answered for the worst job is when were you done and how did you quit? Obviously, we know how you got out of the drug thing, but for the Macy's thing, was that was just like a contract?
That was just a summer thing, man. And that wasn't like a career path that I wanted to stay at all. I was like, I'd rather be broke than getting paid minimum wage to make these fucking things. Yeah. But that was just
I'd rather deal drugs, for instance.
Yeah, I'd rather exactly. It was just like, I'm gonna focus on this other thing where I'm not inhaling fucking fumes and smelling body odor all day.
Okay, well then question number 2, and you can pick either job on this. What's one good thing you took from that very bad job?
I can do both. Manual labor one was the satisfaction you get with manual labor. There really is something that like when you're like during pandemic, we're all kind of depressed and feel pathetic because we're not doing shit, or if you are. Whereas if you have a job, and especially one that's exerting, every moment of free time you feel you earned, and it feels a lot better. The drug dealing one, it really allowed me to not stress about stuff, as weird as that can sound, and it made me deal with things as they come. And not worried about the future, and realize it kind of will probably just work out because I'm not going to be a homeless person or something. The world provides somehow. And it's mainly just not stressing about stuff. If I do get some, because that's the thing about drug dealing, man, is like I would have things lined up. And like, let's say there was a guy coming in from Humboldt and he had 3 pounds to sell me. And so I'd be like, okay, I got to get enough money for all this weed. And I'd hit up all my friends. Hey, do you want to buy an ounce? You want to buy an ounce? I'd get it all. I'd get all their money. The guy would come down and he would never hit me up. Like, okay, so then I had to give it back. So it's just like, as long as you don't put too much pressure, and instead of getting worried about things, get prepared for things. That was what drug dealing taught me. Because worrying doesn't do anything. But if you can just get prepared for what one of the outcomes might be, then that's really all that matters.
And then final question. Oh, Nick, did you have another?
No, go ahead.
Final question, different from those worst jobs, is like everything's kind of been on pause, and it's like maybe not going to be unpaused, or it's going to be or it's unpausing already since COVID and shit. But like, I don't know, just like what have you been thinking about? Everyone's dreams are kind of like like all over the place.
Oh man, I don't know. It's been pretty bad lately because oddly enough, I've just been looking up Spanish flu stuff. This is gonna be fucking depressing because it kind of seems what it is, right? It seems like every 100 years.
Yeah, it's a good parallel.
Yeah, and what they did is the first round of Spanish flu affected mainly only old people, which this one kind of did, and then it hit harder the second year and started hurting younger people and stuff like that. So I think I'm just really worried about the winter. Because that's when things get worse. So I'm just hoping if it doesn't get bad during winter, then I believe everything can come back. But I feel like it's gonna get worse because
we're kind of sitting ducks right now.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I just want everything to go back to. It's just like as a profession, because I do stand up professionally. There's nothing I can do. It's a useless job.
Yeah, you have no control over the outcome at all.
Yeah, it's completely useless. So it's like, hopefully it comes back, man. I don't know. I'm hoping that it just kind of stays where it is, and you guys do stand up. If you've noticed, New York's been doing a lot of outside shows, right? But they're not going to be able to do that in the winter. We can still in LA. So I'm hoping that in the positive one, I'm hoping numbers keep decreasing in LA. We can start doing outdoor shows, people's backyards and shit, and then I'll be fine.
Which is honestly one of the best forms of comedy in LA anyway. I mean, like, not
They're
to say that, obviously the clubs are obviously the best spot, but like, the difference between, a fucking dive bar and someone's backyard in LA in particular, not a huge difference as far as like,
I would say in LA, I would rather do an outdoor show in someone's backyard than a bar show.
Absolutely, 100%. I 100% agree.
Because everyone at that outdoor show is, one, probably friends with the guys running it, so they're not going to be dicks. There's always like that fucking...
It's a better vibe.
It's a better vibe. There's always that like that red bucket of beer,
Yep. There's no obligations either. People aren't having to buy drinks or buy food or whatever. They're just there because they want to be.
People are smoking weed.
Yep.
It's very cool. It's like a party. You're like,
it feels like you're in on something.
Yeah. I like you ever do that Harry Moreau's one?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's such a fucking Dirt Pit. Yeah, it's such a fun show.
Dirt Pit was fun. So I'm really, really crossing my fingers that we can do outdoor shows during the winter.
Something will happen. Something will figure it out. Because
I'm a little worried about if the fucking thing doesn't come back, and then it seems like Donald Trump's not going to give us the federal help. And then hopefully, I thought it was coming, and now it's not coming. And even if it's the $300 a week, that's cool. I'll take the $300 a week
something
with my unemployment.
I agree. I mean,
because I can't live off my unemployment for much longer.
I think, but like I said, I think it'll be okay. Because I don't really know what I'm emotionally granted by thinking it's not going to be. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what that's supposed to do. And so, but I am with you in that, like, and just in the way, like we talk about stand up, where it's like, I would love the clubs. I miss going on the road. I miss that stuff. It's like the backyard shows, like, will hold for now. So but I guess what I'm saying is, like, I appreciate your optimism, Steve, because I was, especially after that crazy drug story. It's very good.
Yeah, I have so many ones that I have to like write them down in a file and like try and remember them, because they're just like, I don't know. I just had this thing as a kid where I would just put myself in weird, terrible positions and circumstances that I never needed to be in.
Yeah, like, terrible is definitely the word I would use.
At the ice cream place, and I didn't need to like rob people or beat people up. I was such a weird kid that just wanted to do shit. I don't know.
Yeah, well, Steve, where can people find you on the internet if you'd like to be found?
Find me at Scuba Steve Furey on Instagram. Follow at Punching Up Show. I do with Sal Trujillo. It's if you like street fights, it's kind of like we just make fun of people getting street fights. It's pretty low end of society would enjoy it. But if you enjoy that kind of thing, check it out. You can check out Dating No Filter on Amazon or something. Thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, and we'll put all those links in the show notes too, so people can click on them, check them out. Thank you for joining us, Steve. And fuck this place.
Fuck it.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
Hey, if you like the show, leave a review. We love it. If you hate the show, you should text us and just tell us what you hate about it. Like, what's your fucking problem? You know what I mean? That number is 470-223-5627. 470-223-5627. Again, if you hate the show, you should text me. I really want to just want to know what you're up to right now. Bye for now. Fuck this place.